150,000-mile warranty. So stop paying those big city prices at those big city dealers. Shazam! And we'll trade anything from kitchen mops to laptops. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
The installation experts at Tire Outlet bring you this installment of ETN. ETN. TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service. This is Excuse the Nuisance.
So what are we streaming this on, by the way? Where are we?
Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. Hello, Facebook Live. Every day, Pete puts it up there in the break, and every day, but I have to say, I didn't say anything bad, did I?
No.
Which tells me I probably need to, really, and I'm trying. What was the pledge I made not to ever cuss again, Beef? That lasted like a day. It's terrible.
Made it maybe a day and a half.
Kids, watch your mouth out there.
You did a good job.
Unless you end up like Uncle Jeff, some sort of scourge.
Yeah.
My girl Lauren Brooks has shoved an earbud in halfway up her ear canal, so I could almost see her brainstem. I was trying to help her
in there.
Get that out. You probably need to. Why don't you run around to the Avicena or whatever?
I have a really good ENT, so as soon as his office opens, I'm going to call them. They open at 9, so I'll call them, and then I'll just
don't know if it's safe to sit there with that thing in your ear for the next 2 hours.
It's fine. It's not going anywhere.
You sure?
Yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Where's it going to go?
The nurse says it's fine.
Where's it going to go?
It's a frightening sight. I'm not going to lie.
There is that.
The first time, every time I look at it, it's like it's another half inch up deep in her. Yeah, I mean it's
ear canal.
It's tickling her brainstem.
I can't even see it anymore.
I can still feel it, but I can't get it.
That happened to me one time too. You pull them out too fast, and then the little rubber tip stays up in there.
Well, and I have the smaller ones because the bigger, you know how when you buy the pack, they come with all different sizes. So I take the smallest ones and I put them on. So that's part of the problem too.
Maybe you should go for the bigger one next time.
I have to now switch them out. Yeah.
This is why I'm team headphones for life.
Here's what's going to happen too. When you get something clogged in your ear, your equilibrium goes off. Yeah. It's just going to fall. Timber. We're going to be in some segment today, and
Brooks going to be staggering down the hall.
Brooks is just going to fall right down the side. Yeah. Banging his Lauren drunk. You know what they say? Is she drunk again?
Drunk on the air again?
No, it's just.
I thought getting up earlier would stop this.
I got some tallies, by the way. Lauren, you're a winner. You have won.
Yes, I woke up this morning and I said, I really hope I win.
But there is an asterisk a little bit. So well, and I'll tell you why.
Asterisk.
Because the text messages continue to come in even when the phone is dead and off.
Okay.
The calls don't register. So I don't know the number of missed calls, but let me review. Shut you down! So let's see. Lauren said 77 texts. Beef said 100. It was actually 64 texts.
All right.
Jeff, not as popular as he thought.
But no, I will say this. But what would normally be texts on my golf trip, we were all on the WhatsApp. And I missed 165 of those. So that's kind of like if there weren't a WhatsApp, those would have been texts that I would have missed. So that's, we didn't mention
WhatsApp with that.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. So that's kind of almost, since there were so many of those, that 165 would have equaled 2 something. We're going to call that a split. Missed calls, though, is like I only had 15, but that was only until the phone died, so we'll keep it there. And then the voicemails, Beef wins on the voicemails. Actually, it's split. Lauren said 11, Beef said 5. I had 8. So
okay.
I got my shout out to FedEx Jimmy. You're the man. I love me.
I'm gonna call myself a winner.
I'm gonna love me some FedEx Jimmy, who got the phone there by the time I got home from work.
You and Butch, champions of life.
Gonna throw this away now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Shall we dance?
Yes.
What do I win?
Nothing.
I'll buy your breakfast.
Now,
right.
Lauren didn't win anything, but Guggen Wayne was the winner of our prize pack.
Good.
He's going to get a free delivery from Kuhn Flowers, and he'll go get his car all scrubbed up at Scrubbles Express Car Wash.
All right. Well,
Round 1.
And on that note,
clean car, clean mind.
let's battle. Round 1, seems like we thought this might have been settled by now, but add another bizarre chapter to the Kawhi Leonard saga with the San Antonio Spurs. Now word that his people had hid him from Spurs staff when they came around to check on him during his rehab from injury. There's a lot of weird news. Stephen A. Smith says he's not enamored with the idea of playing on LeBron's Lakers, also not a fan of playing for the Clippers, but he wants to play in Los Angeles. So what's going on with this Kawhi deal?
You're asking me? Let's get Kawhi on the phone and maybe ask him. I don't know. Listen, you would like to think that if the Warriors, if they did nothing else, they could have slapped some of the ego out of the rest of the league into understanding that, look, great players have to come together and be great together. And I'm so impressed that Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, have not gotten provincial about, whose team it is and who's the best and who gets the shot. I mean, that's why Golden State is so doggone unbeatable right now is Golden State plays like those Gator teams that won back-to-back. And the cliche about them was the best shot is the open guy. And that's what Golden State has done. So if Kawhi is either upset or intimidated about losing some of his, glory to LeBron, then he's not going to win a title. Because who are you going to put with Kawhi that's good enough to win a title? Listen, Kawhi got a lot of credit, and he should. He was the Finals MVP. But Timmy Duncan was still playing pretty good basketball when the Spurs were winning those championships too. And it's, it's not so curious to me that after Duncan retired, the Spurs' trips to the finals ended. And I know it's only been a couple of years, but
it's curious how that happened.
Yeah.
If you're 27, you're playing hide and seek from team executives, there's a problem.
Yeah, I just
Round two.
don't know.
Speaking of, is there a problem? All hyperbole aside, obviously it's a small sample size, but Twitter was a buzz again last night as the continuing struggles of Trey Young and the Atlanta Hawks. He was the number 5 pick, traded for the number 3 pick, Luka Doncic. Visions of Steph Curry, but so far can't throw it in the ocean in the summer league. It's a small sampling, and the summer league is a bizarre place. It's not really like the NBA. So, Jeff, you're a Hawks fan. What's the concern level with Trey Young?
Bust.com. Yeah. Trey Young, hashtag Trey Young stinks. Trey Young in 3 games has gone 3 for 24 from 3 and 12 for 54 overall. Steph Curry could have played on a high school team as an 8-year-old and done better than 3 for 24. So save me any future Steph Curry, Trey Young comparisons. The Hawks blew it is what has happened. Trey Young isn't good enough. This is the summer league. These are cast-offs that'll play in the G League and overseas. It's not like he's breaking down Klay Thompson on the wing. Trey Young, I've seen him drive inside for some attempted reverse layup, and he's just getting stuffed left and right. He can't hit an open jumper. He can't create a shot. They blew it. Again, shocker.
I'm glad I'm not a Hawks fan. That's all I have to say.
That's off. And by the way, Trey Young, get rid of that hair. That hair is awful. That stringy, thinning. Is it wet? Is it dry? Is it long? Is it short? Oh, sweet Marie. Cut that stuff off.
Round 3.
In all seriousness, inauspicious start. It looks incredibly overmatched, and I don't know who Trey Young is going to be, but I do know this. He ain't going to be Steph Curry.
Round 3, Jeff and Lauren.
Nice trade, by the way. That guy's probably still working for the Warriors. That'd move.
We're still a couple weeks away from training camp, but one of the big talkers in the NFL circles right now is some players, a group of players, saying they want their contracts to be guaranteed. They'd even be in favor of shorter contracts that are guaranteed. Todd Gurley even went as far as to say the way to get there would be a lockout. Lockout in a couple of years, Todd Gurley said. Do you think we'll see a point where NFL contracts are guaranteed? Well, and is a lockout the necessary step?
I would suggest to the players, be careful. Because to me, if the owners are going to accept guaranteed contracts, there's only one other side of that equation that'll make that work. The contract figures have to go down. I can't guarantee you $120 million. Are you insane in this sport? No. So, I mean, in a way, the NFL players are leaving out a pretty important variable in all this. They're getting these signing bonuses. They are getting guaranteed contracts. Even if your signing bonus is only $1.2 million, you got a $1.2 million guaranteed contract for a couple of years. That ain't bad money. So you can't guarantee $130 million contracts. That's insane in a physical sport where injuries occur. I don't think it's as bad as the players are letting on. You play yourself to the point that you can get a contract and a signing bonus, which you get right there on the spot and are, by the way, freaking huge. What did the 3rd pick in the draft get as a signing bonus? What did the middle range free agent this year get as a signing bonus? I promise you it's 7 figures. So, this notion that there aren't guaranteed contracts is a little bit misleading. A large portion, especially for the good players, a large portion of their contract is guaranteed. And most players, good players, actualize their entire contract. So I'd have to see, and this is the job for the players union. I'd have to see the exact breakdown on player contracts as written and what players were actually paid.
It wouldn't surprise me if we see higher amounts guaranteed for certain players, but certainly guaranteeing the entire amount is ludicrous.
It's not the right job for that. You can do that in other sports because because
the average life of that player is longer than 3 years.
And I'm sorry, and I know that, and the irony is that's the argument for the guaranteed contract. But I can't pay the last 3.5 years of a $7 million a year contract because I feel sorry for you, right?
Round 4.
Oh.
Round 4, Jeff, you've been a major proponent on pounding the over with the Jags on the win total in Las Vegas.
Kill it.
It's not a win total question, but the gang over at Sportsline revealed kind of who's getting as far as trends right now, who's getting the most bets to win the Super Bowl. And the two teams by a wide margin that are getting the most Super Bowl bets in Las Vegas are both in the NFC West. It's the Rams and the 49ers at 10 and 9% each. Are you surprised that the gambling trend is going that way?
Well, listen, Vegas, for those that haven't been, is a very pronounced West Coast fan base. Like the Raiders would used to get bet hard. Denver, San Diego, the Rams, the 49ers, those are the favorite teams of folks that live around Vegas. And I know lots of us pilgrimage out to Las Vegas, but for the most part, Las Vegas is within that 300-mile radius of Northern and Southern California and Phoenix. That's where you're drawing a lot of your tourists and a lot of your business. So I'm not surprised that it's a couple of West Coast teams. It also has to do with the odds you're getting on San Francisco and L.A., but I will say that Vegas is probably pretty happy that, Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl bets are coming in on San Francisco in particular. And something just gnaws at me about the Rams. I know they made a ton of moves and that roster looks great, but something's gnawing at me that it's not gonna work out. The Jacksonville Jaguars win total is now up to 9. So if it was at 8.5, I'll still beat the 9. I will.
You'll take the over still?
Yeah, I think at worst I'm going to push 9.5. I'd be scared, even though I do think they're going to
Round 5.
I was going to say I think they're going to win 13. I'm good.
It is betting. It is cash.
There is that. Once cash comes in, you always think of for a minute. Round 5. Lastly, guys, we're still a couple weeks away, but the haves and have-nots in baseball are getting ready to shake hands and agree on some deals. One of the biggest have-nots in baseball is the Baltimore Orioles, but they have a blue chip that they seem motivated to move in Manny Machado. He's struggled as of late, but you know what he can do, and but he's also a Scott Boras client. So if you were one of these teams in the mix, Jeff, would you gamble on a Machado trade on the risk that you're only going to get him for half a year?
No, not for half a year. Now, look, if I don't know if I would do that if I was in any situation, whether I was the Yankees and I was full up and I'm trying to make sure I win it this year, or if I'm a team that maybe isn't going to be there I think I'd be more, if I'm like the Brewers who are pounding the ball anyway, or, a team that may not be built to last. Like the Braves are built to last. And I know this is the wrong time to make that argument, losing, their last 3, but they have a young team and a super stocked farm system. And they seem to be one of the teams balking at listen, as a Braves fan, would it be awesome to put Manny Machado out there at short, every day for the next 5 years? You bet it would. But do I really want to give up 3 top pitching prospects and 2 position players? I mean, then suddenly you're the Mets and 3 of your pitching prospects are hurt and down, and you go from a World Series team to maybe the worst team in the division like that. And that's what's happened with New York. I mean, before you know it, they're not all pitching at a high level and healthy. So I think the move makes more sense, for a team to take a shot this year, like the Yankees, who are always going to be around. But the Diamondbacks would make sense because they're not going to be there every year with the Dodgers in that division, I wouldn't think. But I will say this. I don't care which team I am. I'm not doing it if we're not locking him up. I'm not, because it costs too. Manny Machado is too good. The Orioles aren't going to trade him for for a prospect. They're going to want 2 or 3 prospects, a position player, a draft pick, and I just don't think that's worth it for half a year. You can't be sure that he'll put you over the top. Oh, how exciting is that?
Another title.
All right, I guess I'm buying breakfast.
Champion of life.
Yeah, we've still got a lot more coming. We'll see what's trending at the top of the hour. We also are going to visit with Derek Marinatos. He's the head soccer coach at UNF, and he's going to help break down the World Cup and what's coming up today and tomorrow there. That's coming up about 8:30 this morning. So
he was very disappointed in you for backing Mexico, Jeff.
Was he?
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
Well,
who cares?
Anti anyone
traitorous.
jumping on,
Not really.
like, for real Mexican bandwagon. Like Landon Donovan.
I mean, so you're a better American if you jump on a different foreign country?
That's right.
Yeah.
Like Sweden.
It's an all-American roll-off and recycling Friday. This is the drill.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. The Jacksonville Jaguars. 7 days.